Welcome. My name's David Gerzof Richard. I am the GlobCom professor from Emerson College, USA. Today we're going to be talking about managing PR in the face of COVID-19. So real quick, a couple things that I've noticed in working in the field with a number of my clients, as well as what I've been seeing at Emerson, and what I've been advising the clients I work with, is to start with a question of what can your brand communicate during a pandemic? And what you should be communicating. So, first and foremost, across the board, it is to be human, to empathize and show empathy with all your stakeholders. These are your employees, these are your customers, your investors, all your various audiences. Leadership and communication is very important in communicating to those stakeholders. I think also critical is evaluating your product and service and how it is impacting and how it's being used within the market during a crisis and following the crisis. Brand story. If your brand story involves a lot of handshakes and hugs, you're going to need to change that. So that needs to be evaluated. On the flip side, looking at what an absence of communication could, how that could impact a brand. If your brand is not communicating, what does that say to your various publics? All right, on the topic of publics or audience, the notion of behavior change. Everybody's staying home. That changes behaviors in so many different ways that you can't even expect. Screen times are way up. At least in the US, it's up about 45%, while drive times are down. People are not driving into the office like they used to, so that has impacted the media. People are listening to radio less, they're watching screens more. So streaming and broadcast TV, at least in the US, are way up, while radio broadcast listenership is down. Free time, when people do consume media, has completely changed. It's at various times that we could not have predicted even 2 months ago. And the news sources, where people get their news and how they get their news, that has changed as well. Okay, so let's look ahead. Everybody's talking about the new normal, what it's going to look like when we emerge from this thing. What I'm not hearing a lot about is how brands are starting to adjust for the new normal. And this is what I challenge all the brands that I consult with, is to ask the question, how does your brand fit into the new normal? What does the new normal look like? And how are customers, how are investors, how are your employees going to be interacting with your brand? A good first place to start, I've been finding, are stats, facts, and indicators. So if you're a company that suddenly is seeing a spike in usage in, I don't know, maybe you rent out parking spots and you see parking spots are being rented out really quickly in much greater volume than they were 2 weeks ago, that makes you an indicator for a change in what this new normal is. And that could potentially be newsworthy. So I want you to look at the internal and external initiatives within your brand that impact and can be impacted by the new normal. Thank you very much. I look forward to a lively discussion.